Okay, YouTubers, alright, so now we're going to look at the components you would need to build a badass 9th gen gaming computer. Alright, so let us start first with the motherboard. This is, I've used Gigabyte a lot for computer builds and been pretty happy with them. So I would go with this Gigabyte Z390. It's probably the cheapest one on here. Does have HDMI, which is definitely a plus. M2, big plus. So it's ATX, so it won't fit in a micro ATX case. And let's see, what else we got here? So supports 9th and 8th gen. So as we look at this, one way you could cut costs would be to throw an 8th gen processor, compatible processor into this, so that you at least get off to having some kind of computer to run. Does have the M2 connector, which is very important for super fast read-write capability. That's good. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about here. So you can stick an i9, i7, i5, i3 in it. 4 DIMMs, 4 RAM. That's a plus. So probably up to 32 gigs of RAM. Supports the Intel Optane memory thing, if you know about that. And let's see. So really, that's about all I want to talk about this. So this is really. This is basically your foundation of your awesome 9th gen computer. Alright, so let's throw in the CPU. For this, I have selected the i5 9600 Kilo, 6 cores, up to 4.6 gigahertz turbo unlocked. Sucks up 95 watts. So this thing is definitely a energy user. Alright, obviously we're not going to use the Intel UHD Graphics 630 because they'd be freaking weak. As most of you are aware, they are pretty pathetic compared to stuff 3 years ago. AMD had integrated graphics on their motherboards that performs better. Alright, so Intel 9th, so you should definitely look into Intel 9th and all of its pluses. Really, this thing is just a workhorse, and you will be very happy with it. This guy is full of shit, most likely. I do not believe these will work on Z370s. They are 8th gen only. As far as I'm aware, unless they changed that somewhere over the last 6 months and nobody bothered to tell me. Alright, so that's the CPU. And if you do the numbers, I usually go to CP Benchmark website. And this thing is, if I remember correctly, like a top 10 CPU. So it'll get it done. Alright. Now, RAM, we're going with the most affordable one in here that I could find. This Patriot RAM. Now, I would double check that it's compatible. But 288 pin DDR4. This motherboard will support faster RAM, but this is probably one of the minimums. $57.99. I definitely recommend another 8 gigs of RAM. Get you up to 16, optimize things. But for starters, you know, we're trying to get a badass gaming rig for $750 or less, and to do that, you can only do one stick. Alright, not the best SSD out there. Obviously the M2 is the way to go, but you know, at a minimum, I always say you need at least 240 gig solid state drive. 120 gig is not going to get it done, people. Because you can get one game on there and that's about it. But the 240 will allow you to get at least a few games on there. maybe even Microsoft Office. Your operating system takes up about 30 gigs, so factor that in. And when it says 240, really that's more like 220 anyways. So that is at a minimum the solid state drive you can take. Now this power supply, I honestly would recommend 500 watts. You may find yourself switching this out later. Definitely if you go with a bigger graphics card, 1070, 1080, whatever, this will not cut it. But this is the cheapest I could find with a reputable builder and manufacturer. $24.99 free shipping, so that's a pretty good deal. You will find, if I would have cross-referenced Newegg, maybe we could beat some of these prices, but who knows. Alright, now this was a heck of a deal here. Mid-tower case. This will take ATX, most likely it'll take micro ATX. $30. I actually found on Newegg. Of course, it came damaged, but $15 I found a really nice mid-tower case. At least it was really nice until it got damaged. Now, you have this awesome CPU, all these other great components. You will be able to run 4K gaming at very high settings, if not ultra, using the EVGA GeForce GTX 1060 3 gig. Now, if you have the money, go with the 6. But this one will support 4K. I do, to be honest with you, I do 4K gaming on a GTX 1050 Ti. We also have a 1070 here, but I'm just doing 1080 on that. But the 1050 Ti, I've been able to do 4K gaming mid settings, though that's what the computer's recommended. Though at times I think maybe low might be better. But I have tested that on 7th Gen Pentium, 8th Gen i3 8100, 8th Gen Celeron. Yes, you can do 4K gaming with a 8th Gen Celeron, and with AMD A10 7800. So all of those CPUs that are really weak compared to this one will allow you to do 4K gaming. All right, well, folks, I think I've covered everything here, and that's going to do it. Appreciate a like and a subscription down below. We're trying to get up there like Linus Tech Tips, giving you some of the best information by some of the brightest minds out there. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.